Welcome to my Nintendo 64 debut stream of Super Mario 64. I'm actually pretty excited because, well, I guess I'm always excited to play classic and great games before your time. But first, as you know, I love to start with a little bit of show and tell. So yes, even though I am playing on original hardware, first things first, I want to show off, here is a Super Mario 64 cart. You might wonder, how in the world am I playing this at the same time that I'm showing this? Wouldn't I have to have this inserted in the cart? Well, unfortunately, yes and no. I'm actually playing off a Nintendo 64 EverDrive, which is probably more expensive than the Nintendo 64 system was. I'll have to show off the EverDrive another time, but really cool piece. Of course, it still works because Nintendo makes things that are actually durable. And also, if my cord will reach here, I am also using original Nintendo 64 controllers, which also still work. Actually, while I was testing things, the little joystick here, or analog pad, whatever it's called, seems to not be able to go in the up direction that perfectly. But one final thing I'd like to show off is, once again, another player's guide, piece of physical merch memorabilia, which is like just to kind of show off. I mean, I love player's guides in the sense that when they are for, I don't know, RPGs or two-dimensional games, it's fine, but like, let me scroll over here. Notice what would happen if you have a three-dimensional video game. How in the world do you have a player's guide to begin with? So thus, we see here kind of an isometric angled view. There's other player's guides or other attempts. In fact, here, notice here is like a top view of the level, which is a top down. So there's really, I don't think, any good way of having a player's guide or even strategy guides for three-dimensional games, unless of course the game itself or the game in question was specifically designed for something like that. I'd like to talk a little bit about how influential this game, Super Mario 64, was to kind of video games in general. I mean, it was kind of Nintendo's first attempt at making a three-dimensional game, and we get to, holy cow, it is not only super trolly, but it's also glitchy, and also the camera controls are some of the most frustrating camera controls that I've ever experienced in any game. And I mean, like, if you don't believe me, just go to the any page, even on Amazon, Walmart, go to the Switch game for Nintendo Switch, Super Mario 3D All-Stars, which contains Mario Sunshine, Mario Galaxy, and this one, Super Mario 64. And look at the reviews, which are full of, like, you know, your entitled millennial complainers, where it's just like, oh, the graphics are horrible, oh, the controls are horrible. And it's like, look, I mean, this was Nintendo's first attempt at making a game in 3D. Do you think it's going to be perfect? Like, look at Super Mario Bros., where I complain about even the physics or whatnot in that game. So, like, obviously, this is very rough around the edges. Now, in total, there are 120 stars. However, I will only be attempting to get 70, as that is the minimum amount that is required for normal gameplay to reach the final Bowser. And not only that, I'm not going to be showcasing any particular 70 stars. I am going to try to get the 70 easiest stars in this entire game, and everything else will be left as a secret for any potential inspired player to discover. So just to kind of show off a little bit of these, I swear that as Nintendo was building this and playtesting things, that things became so fun that they eventually decided, oh, we need to just kind of leave this in. So, like, for example, this three-dimensional Mario head, you can grab, say, his nose and deform it however you want. Of course, it always goes back, but there's some button you press, I believe it's the Z button. If you, nope, it's not that one. Maybe it's the start button. Oh, nope. Anyways, some button, whatever deformations you make, stay, so you can let go of one body part and then do anything else. Move his eyes, his hat, his mustache, his chin. It's kind of hilarious, but at the same time, you know, kind of pointless as well. But let's go ahead and use Mario B due to the fact that it's empty.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
So notice even in this game, where it first uses the Princess Toadstool's name of Peach, which is kind of like the more Japanese original name for the princess, it still does cite her as Princess Toadstool. Maybe to kind of be this intermediate bridge as far as allowing the player to say, okay, it's the same person that you have always known. It's not a new woman just because we're calling her Peach instead of Princess Toadstool. Ciao, you've reached Princess Toadstool's castle via a warp pipe. Using the controller as a piece of cake. Press A to jump and B to attack. Press B to read signs too. Use the control stick in the center of the controller to move Mario around. Now head for the castle. Now here's another aspect that I believe very well might have been like just kind of a sandbox area. But again, like, there are no enemies, you can't really die here. I can't help but wonder if, like, it became so fun for the development crew to just, you know, walk around grassy cliffs and see trees and see anything that they're like, you know, we need to make kind of almost like an introductory level, if you will. And who knows how game development actually evolves, but it got me seriously wondering. So here, we can go all the way to this waterfall. I think pretty much all of the signs only teach you very basic stuff, like maybe how to climb trees, how to jump. If you jump twice right after landing, you can double jump, and then similarly with the triple jump. But those Mario mechanics are probably not unknown to you, because if you played even, the new Super Mario Bros., they have triple jumps and everything, and there's a triple jump in the new Super Mario Maker too. So, fun fact. Alright, let me get into zoom mode, even though I swear that's inverted. It is possible to reach the roof with Mario right here in this corner. Watch like people who are actually skilled and they can do it. Theoretically, it's not supposed to be possible to reach the roof unless you have all 120 stars, at which point this cannon over here, oops, in the way, this cannon right here opens up and you can shoot yourself onto the roof. Let's get this playthrough going, shall we? Good afternoon, the Lakitu Bros here, reporting live from just outside the princess's castle. Mario has just arrived on the scene and will be filming the action live as he enters the castle and pursues the missing power stars. As seasoned cameraman, we'll be shooting from the recommended angle, but you can change the camera angle by pressing the C buttons. If we can't adjust the view any further, we'll buzz. To take a look at the surroundings, stop and press C up. Blah, 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 blah. Now, what's interesting is there are serious camera issues. Like, for example, I can keep trying to go this way, but I'm kind of trapped out. And, I mean, it's fascinating to get this Lakitu, if you will, stuck in various situations. But it's a good thing that they're so seasoned. Welcome. No one's home. Now scram, and don't come back. Hint, that was Bowser. Okay, so we have 0 stars. You might notice right off the bat there are doors like that 3. Oops. Actually, I tell you what, let's go out to the courtyard too. You need 3 stars to get into that one. There is a locked door down there. What's totally fascinating about all of these early 3D games, or even Nintendo 64 games, it seemed like when they were first made, the worlds were just huge. And I mean, it's hilarious. Like, I mean, oh, I don't know, play Xenoblade Chronicles, where you can walk or run or fly from one end of the entire global overworld to the other, and it's just huge, like actually huge. But I mean, check this courtyard out. Isn't it so cute and so small? But it definitely didn't seem small back in the day. So you might think, oh, well, there's like not really anything to do out here, and that's true for now. Stay tuned. Alright, it seems like there was another way that you can like kind of escape out of bounds, but instead of having like an actual slope up there, it's like an invisible wall. So unfortunately, this is all you got. And here's some spatial incorrectness. If we have gone out the back door, right, we can see up onto the castle roof right there. However, if we are in the front area on top of the castle, there is no overlooking a courtyard here. Oops. You can't fall off the roof into the courtyard here. Oops. You know, I have one goal in life. Well, okay, one of many goals. This door requires 1 star, that one requires 3 more, and upstairs is deeper into the castle. But I think this would be so cool. Similar to Ripley's Believe It or Not. Okay, check out this cool shimmer effect. In Ripley's Believe It or Not, they have like various optical illusions sometimes. So I think it would be so cool to like construct something that is spatially incorrect. Kind of similar to like maybe the Escher steps. Check out the movie Inception. If you look at some impossible objects from one specific angle, they look possible. Okay, big Bob-omb on the summit. Now this is what I absolutely love. Let me read this. Wow, you're smack in the middle of the battlefield. You'll find the power stars that Bowser stole inside the painting worlds. First, talk to the Bob-omb buddy. He'll certainly help you out, and so will his comrades in other areas. So we don't need any tutorials, right? Alright, so first things first. What I absolutely love about, say, Mario 64 versus Mario Sunshine is the fact that you can actually almost get any or almost any star in any given, like, so even though we're going for star number 1, we can get like almost any of the other stars out of order. Like, see this star right here? It's possible to get this right now. And I think it's a little bit fun to sequence break because sometimes, we'll kind of get to that later, in some levels, if you are going for a different star, the level configuration is different. So notice, even on this introductory level, the bombs here you can talk to, this cannon cannot be entered. However, if we complete star number 1 and are going for any other star, we can actually talk to a Bob-omb and unlock the cannon and therefore go for other stars. So see, even on this first level you can kind of sequence break a little bit, and I don't think Nintendo realized this or don't want people to, and that's why they took that out. In my opinion, that's my guess, why they took that out of games like subsequent 3D Mario games like Mario Sunshine. Alright, let me come this way first actually, because here's a super steep slope which Mario cannot get up. And then we have this grate here. So I think this was Nintendo's, oh my goodness, embarrassing. This was almost like Nintendo's first sort of idea of, okay, if we have like a checkpoint without having a checkpoint. So like for example, this bridge is like a seesaw, which to beginner players would be very difficult to actually cross. However, if I come all the way over here, notice if I hit this switch here, it opens this gate now. So in theory, like let's say I am further up in the level and fall down, I can now access this area much faster without having to go over this seesaw bridge. But again, let me get to a wall here. This camera's going to drive me nuts. Okay, let me spin it this way then. Okay. So here's one end of the level, right? Like we can almost see, this is the top of the mountain we have to get to, like everything is in sight. Alright, that is a Bob-omb cannon. For some reason Mario can like run up this all the way, and as long as you don't jump or mess up, he won't slide all the way back down. It's like the perfect angle, I guess. If you hit the wall though, you kind of get stunned for a second. Stunned isn't quite the right word though, and fall all the way back down. I'm the big Bob-omb, lord of all blasting matter, king of Bob-ombs the world over. How dare you scale my mountain? But what right do you set foot on my imperial mountaintop? You may have eluded my guards, but you'll never escape my grasp, and you'll never take away my star power star. I hereby challenge you, Mario. If you want the star I hold, you must prove yourself in battle. Can you pick me up from the back and hurl me to this royal turf? I think that you cannot. So, my nephew has the most hilarious story with this, because he thought you're supposed to throw him outside of the ring. However, if you do, he just jumps back up, he like says you're cheating, and there's no honor in that, and it like resets the boss fight basically. So you can do that all day and it will never ever ever end. And so my poor nephew, like think about this, if you are unable to read that text, you have no idea. It's like, how in the world long is this boss fight? Oops. Although he can throw you anywhere, and if he throws you off the edge, you take fall damage. Which I think, is this the first Mario game where Mario actually takes fall damage? What? Can it be that a pipsqueak like you has defused the Bomb King? You might be fast enough to ground me, but you'll have to pick up the pace if you want to take King Bowser by the tail. Methinks my troops could learn a lesson from you. Here is your star, as I promised, Mario. Yes. So here it is. Star number 1 out of 70. Fun fact, you can actually completely beat this game with 0 stars. It's epic. How it has been discovered to skip the first key door, the second key door. We're not done with this yet. And even the final boss Bowser door, using, I'll kind of show off the technique. If you long jump and then start long jumping, but you go the backwards direction. No, I can't quite get it. I'm obviously not a speedrunner expert, but it's interesting. It starts computing negative speed, and you zip up the endless stairs in a glitch-like fashion and can access that Bowser fight as well. Alright. Another funny story. So, obviously this Koopa is huge, right? So my niece, when I was showing off this game for the first time, like, ever to them, oh man, come on Mario. And I'm like, here, play, race against Koopa the Quick. She's all like, Koopa the Quick is scary! And so, yeah, so funny. The sad thing is, like, I can, like, rush myself up here, but it's still, oh, I'm gonna get knocked off. Oh, I'm still alive, baby. You have to wait till he gets up to the top anyway, so you stand right there. It warps you here. Secrets. Alright, so there is your time to beat, 49 seconds. That's only like light years behind the world record time there. Alright, another thing is, I thought this was so awesome because it's like you climb this whole mountain, right? And look, you can see the valley below. Let me zoom in here. That is where Mario started. And that's like, to me that was kind of cool, the first 3D type game where you can kind of see long distances like that. Star number 2. Alright, in every single course, if you will, there are 2 coin-related stars. One is red coins. If you are able to get 8 red coins in that level, you will spawn a star. Now that's usually the easier 2. In also every course, so shoot the island in the sky. If you are able to collect 100 coins in the entire level, it will spawn a star at that location. So the red coin star actually will spawn... I don't know, can I get this without the wing cap? Can't quite remember. So the 100 coin star is kind of dangerous because, like, if you get a very precariously positioned, oh, I don't know, star, let's shoot ourselves up here at least. It might be actually impossible to obtain that star you worked an incredibly long time to get. So notice, whenever you see this little floating gray thing, this is where the red coin star will spawn. So no matter where you get them, no matter what order you get them, you have to go back to that area and collect it. One thing I do appreciate, or I should say another thing I appreciate about this game versus Super Mario Sunshine is that, did I even say that wrong? Sunshine? Say that 60 times fast. Is the fact that Mario's controls are so tight in this game. For some reason I thought I could use this cannon. Oh no, Mario, no, Mario. So like, for example, if you quickly change directions, you can do a little cartwheel, right? Well, I tell you what, in Mario Sunshine, I can like stop, turn around, then jump, and he would still do a cartwheel. It's like, holy smokes, like, tone that down. And wall jumps are tighter in this game, and like, I mean, I don't want to complain like super bad about Super Mario Sunshine, but it really, to me, it's hard to, it's hard to surpass Mario 64, even with all of the ridiculous badness surrounding Mario 64.
Here we go!
It's just that the controller is just a little tighter in this game. Alright, it has to like remind the player, oh, you can unlock new doors now, you have 3 stars. But it's like, come on. Alright, let's find the 8 red coins, baby. Honestly, I have not played this game for probably at least 3 years. So it might be difficult for me to actually remember where things are. Oh, sniped. Like I said, we're definitely only going for the 70 easiest stars. The lowest of the lowest hanging fruit. Oh, no. Which, unfortunately, is going to cause me to not be able to showcase some of the maybe not so fair levels. But trust me, that's okay. In fact, I do not believe I have 100% of this game, gotten all 120 stars for probably a really long time. To me, like, I did it like I think 5 or 6 times, which is like absolutely ridiculous. In fact, every time I set out to play Mario 64, I am so stuck on that sign. That was the end goal, like not just beat Bowser, but get all of the stars too. Well, I'm telling you, there are just some stars that are extremely frustrating. Well, that's unfortunate. Alright, so this is 6. I believe, was there one on the island in the sky? I was not even paying attention. Alright, so you might notice, did you see that those boxes just appear? That's kind of the sad thing about this game, is they programmed it so softly that things don't necessarily appear. They just, like, once you get close enough, they bam, pop up in the render. But in all fairness, I don't think this game lags at all. Whereas like some of the future Nintendo games, there is actually substantial lag in some contexts. So alright. Here's the question of the day. Where is the last red coin? The one in the gate. Okay, here's something cool. I'll show off this on an easier level. You can jump onto this little Koopa dude, and as long as I don't run into any wall, I can just surf around forever. It's actually really fun. And you can like go up walls and stuff. The second you hit something, it destroys the shell. And then unfortunately, like you can't respawn this unless you exit or retry the level. And you also kind of have like, so for example, how to get 100 coins on this level? Well, notice by defeating a Goomba, you get 1 coin. So some levels are definitely easy to get 100 coins, but there's one particular level where even if you do every single trick in the book, there are only 101 coins in the entire level. So it's not that fun. Okay, Mario Wings to the Sky. We actually can't do this one without the winged cap. So we'll be back for this one. Actually exit course. Problem is, there are some levels where Mario gets like caught and is moving, and so it like basically soft locks you because you plain and simply can't get out of it, which is sad. Okay.